This is the plaintiff, Ronald Austin. He says he was driving down the highway, and the impatient defendant tried to squeeze by him in another car, and he lost control and crashed into both cars. The defendant refuses to pay him for his damages, so he's suing him for the $1,667.26 he's owed. This is the defendant, Alan Bucknall. He says it was the crazy plaintiff who tried to squeeze his way through. They all stopped. He and the other car decided they would let the insurance take care of it. The plaintiff was the only one who refused, and here they are. He's accused of trying to fit in where he couldn't.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant was really impatient, tried to squeeze by him on the road, and lost control and crashed. The defendant says the plaintiff was the squeezer. It's the case of Squeezer. He hardly knew her.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Ronald Austin, you are suing Alan Bucknall for $1,667.26 in damages to your car, as well as an insurance lapse ticket. Okay, what happened?
Yes, I am, Your Honor. I was on my way to work my overtime site, and I was coming down the FDR Drive after I got off the entrance lane. I was in the right lane, and an ambulance was coming. As I tried to get off the lane onto Houston Street to make the right turn, because I was already in the right lane, all of a sudden I hear a noise in the back of my car, and I look to the side, and I see this young man pull up on the side of me, and I'm looking at him and saying, "Why didn't you wait until I turned the corner?" That was my remark to him, and that's the truth.
Okay.
Why didn't you wait until I turned the corner?
Let's do something. Come on up to the drawing that we have here. Now pick any car you want to be you. There you go. Now, you say that you were in the...
No.
Right.
I'm going the
Here's
wrong
the exit.
way.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Your
Okay, no
Honor.
problem. All right, so you are there.
Right.
All right. And then pick a car to be him. Okay. And what is it you are saying happens? I want you to show me what you say happens.
Well, it's one more car involved.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, because
So,
the other car got hit in the light, in the right light. After that car got hit,
First this car gets hit.
Right.
And then what happens?
Then he runs into the side of me.
Okay, that's what you're describing?
Yes.
Okay. Where was he trying to go, do you think? He was trying to cut past you? He thought he could make it between the two cars?
I believe he lost control when I realized I didn't know what happened initially.
Well, what makes you, well, clearly he lost control. There's a car accident,
because
but I mean, what made you
he came
think
from
that?
behind me.
Okay. And now, my understanding is that there was an ambulance, and there was,
Right.
woo-hoo, and there was everybody trying to get out of the way?
Right. Well, and we weren't moving that fast. I mean, we pulled over, had to get off the lane because...
Right.
else
And then
we-
everybody pulls over on Houston?
Right.
All right, that's what I meant.
And I was
So when the
afraid.
police come, is everybody pulled over or no? On
Well-
Houston, waiting for the police or no?
No, he was already there. I was the first one to him. I have a picture in my phone showing...
I'm sorry, the police was already in the area, like,
Yeah, he was right over here.
okay.
When I turned the corner, and I told him what happened.
Okay, go ahead and go back to the lectern. All right, Mr. Bucknall, what happened that day?
Hi, so essentially,
I have been corrected, it's Houston Street, right?
Right.
Yes.
But it's spelled Houston, right?
Right.
yes.
Okay, all right, New Yorkers. I got you, New Yorkers. Go Houston. The rest of the world pronounces it Houston, but it's Houston. It shows you how far south I get. Go ahead.
Yeah, so my friend and I, Doris Wright, we were heading back into, originally we were heading back to go towards Brooklyn. I was in the right lane. I was closer to the edge of the middle line in two-lane traffic.
Why don't you come up here and
I'll
show me?
you.
Now, just to recap, so that I don't want you switching cars on me. Anyway, I know there's an ambulance somewhere. All right, this is going to be the third car. This is going to be you, and this is going to be him. Tell me where everybody is. I want you to be able to put it where you want. I don't want to put it anywhere in your...
So this is the third car, as I said, right? I'm here, and as I said, I'm closer to the line, so there's a little space in between at the curb and right here. And Mr. Ronald is right here behind me, right? There's an ambulance coming up, right? The light just turns green, As I'm moving forward and he's moving forward, Mr. Ronald, in his effort to try and, I guess, escape the ambulance, is moving up, right? As he's moving up, he pushes me into this vehicle right here.
But so according to your testimony, he's looking forward, he's driving, and people are going like 10 miles an hour at this point. They're not going fast. And he tries to wedge himself in between.
He's trying to go. So this gentleman right here, he's on the farmost left at this point.
Yeah, I know
right?
that gentleman doesn't
Yeah.
have any faults.
Right, and I'm right here now in the middle. When the accident occurs.
Okay, now you've put yourself right on the stripe, which is where he put you.
Right.
He says that you were trying to wedge in between
Yes.
his lane and the other guy's lane.
Right. He says that I'm trying to wedge in between, but I'm saying that I was not in between. I was already ahead
You just
of him.
placed yourself in between on the line.
No, what I'm saying is that I was already ahead of him. So I'm right here. The only reason I ended up in between is.
Where were you before that?
Right here.
10 seconds before that, where were you?
10 seconds before that, this gentleman is ahead of us. I'm right here, and Ronald is right here.
Okay, now 10 seconds before that, where was everybody?
10 seconds before that, where everybody's moving along in heavy traffic.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't place where Ronald is.
How long had you been in that right-hand lane?
How long have I been in that right-hand lane? Right after I came off the exit, I was right there in that right-hand
So
lane.
how long had you been there? A minute? How much distance? However you want to categorize.
I'd say about anywhere between 5 to maybe 10 minutes because it was a lot of traffic.
5 to 10 minutes?
Yeah, it was
so your testimony is I was always in front of the plaintiff.
I was always
and
in
the
front of the
plaintiff
plaintiff.
tried to squeeze in on the side.
Yeah, that's
now,
correct.
go ahead and go back to the lectern. Do either of you have witnesses? I know the police didn't witness it because I've read the police report. Do either of you have witnesses? Who's the person with you?
Oh, this is my fiance, Barbara.
Was she in the car?
No.
Okay, who's the person with you?
Doris, right?
And was he in the car?
Yes, he was.
Okay, stand up, sir. What happened?
So if it's 2 against 1, if the defendant has a witness, does the defendant automatically win?
If there's two defendants, if there's two people lying, there could be two people lying, but there could also be two people telling the truth. You don't know.
Oh God, don't do all the permutations. What's the deal?
What's the deal? Make the law fair. That's not how things work.
So this is the new campaign, Make the Law Fair, and you wear a dunce hat?
Make the law fair.
Gotcha, going inside the courtroom.
As we were driving down in the right lane, he decided he was going to make the right turn. And as we did hear the ambulance, and I was looking in the rearview mirror on my side to see where the ambulance was at, and I couldn't see it at first as we were still driving along. And then right before the incident, I could see it, but it was at least 8, 9 cars behind us. So it wasn't really like right behind us or immediately that we had to get off, but we was already in the way of making that turn. So there was no issue for us to get out the way. But as the second time I looked in the mirror to see where the ambulance was is where the incident happened. And he was on our right side. And after
On
the
your
incident,
right side, but who's got the lane? Do you have the lane or does he have the lane?
We have the
Everybody
lane.
has you on the left, him on the right, but who has the lane?
we have the lane.
All right, did you actually see his car coming up?
Coming up, no, I didn't see it until the incident happened.
What were you doing when the incident happened?
I was texting.
Okay, of course you were, sweetheart.
I wasn't
Okay,
driving, so I'm
and,
okay to text.
So, but here's the thing, though. There's 2 cars. There's 1 lane. I'm trying to find out if it happens like this or if it happens like this. That's what I'm trying to find out. And you kind of can't tell me.
And they were.
Yeah. Here's the thing. You know, when you come to, I don't know who's right. I know you both think you're right. I think you both think you're right. Because the alternative is to believe that both of you are perjuring yourselves right now. I've got your word against his. I've got him joining his word, but, you know, explaining, yeah, I'm texting. So let's pretend he doesn't exist. I've got your word against his. Is anybody going to prove to me how it happened? Do y'all have pictures? Pictures don't always answer. Everybody thinks the pictures answer.
Well,
They don't always answer. Does anybody have pictures of the damage to their car?
I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got here.
Oh, those came from me.
All right, which car is this one?
That's my Chevy Malibu.
That's yours. And you're showing that there's no damage. Okay, so here's where the damage happens.
Yes.
See, it's impossible to figure out how it happened from the pictures. Because basically, the accident happens however the accident happens, but the question is, are these 2 cars, does it happen this way, or does it happen this way? Either way, it's gonna end up being the front wheel that hits you. But he says, I've got the lane, and he's trying to turn. And you're saying, oh no, he sees me in this lane, he sees the other guy in that lane, and he tries to make a lane in the middle and turn and cut in front of me. I don't know which of you is accurate, but there's the burden in a lawsuit when a plaintiff comes in is for you to prove to me by a preponderance of the evidence that it happened the way that you're saying. And I was hoping the third party could tell us. I looked at the police report hoping the third party could tell us, but of course the third party can't. And based on the fact that I have absolutely no idea which it happened, and it's your job to prove to me which of you had the right of way, I can't rule in your favor. And my verdict in this case is for the defendant.
Well, this was a tough case for the judge. Mr. Austin, as you heard, that she just couldn't make a determination. You didn't have enough convincing proof for her. And that's tough. So you lost.
But I don't
the case.
understand it, and I can't agree with her decision. I think that if he hit the vehicle in the left lane in the back light, then he was in position to do everything that went against me.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm sorry for you. Sorry about that.
Okay.
The judge tried. She tried. It was a tough one for her. Okay, Mr. Bucknall. I mean, again, tough case, you know?
Yeah, tough case, but listen, it might not have went my way completely, but I'm glad it went in. The judge, he couldn't definitively say, whether or not, prove to the judge.
She just couldn't make a determination. Okay, well, congratulations. All right,
Thank you.
thank you very much.
Thank
Sorry
you.
you had an accident. That's, that's the bad part. Everybody suffered. Well, tough case. Harvey?
Well, bottom line here is she's right. You don't count witnesses in a courtroom. It's all about credibility.